Where you are now is not where you have to stay.
Amen.
I'm Pastor Jermaine.
And I'm Pastor Alicia.
And you are watching Lift, Life Inspiration for Today.
Praise God.
God wants us to be the best and have the best in life.
That's right.
Now that rolls off the tongue pretty easily.
Yes, it does.
But it's not always accepted quite as easily. It's difficult to be in messed up circumstances and a messed up situation
Right.
and still believe a supernatural promise over what we can naturally see and feel.
Wow, that's so good. You know, the life you desire will not just fall into your lap.
No.
You have to make a step toward it.
Yeah.
And the first way to do that is to first accept it
Yeah.
and receive in your heart that God actually wants better for you.
Yes, good.
And that you were designed to be an overcomer.
Amen. Romans 8:37 says, "Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us."
That's good.
Pastor Alicia, I've encountered so many people
Right.
that were at one point tracking with God, heading along the path that God had for them.
Right.
But then something happened that knocked them off their course and they lost their way.
Wow, you know, that reminds me of Simba. The Simba story from The Lion King. Y'all know y'all watch cartoons too.
Yep.
Everybody judging me. If you remember, Simba was a young lion. He's the
Yeah.
prince. He's full of promise,
Yeah.
full of potential.
Yeah.
But one day he faces a traumatic situation and he loses his way.
Yeah.
And he finds himself in a less than state.
Yeah.
Then one day, when he's not expecting it and he's alone, he receives a gentle nudge, a gentle reminder from his father.
Yeah. Simba,
Right.
you are more than you have become.
That's exactly it. You know, it's completely up to you to determine what qualifies for you as less than.
Yeah.
And the get up moment is not one that everyone will seize, Pastor Jermaine.
Right.
But it is available to everyone.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to be careful not to shut your ears to the truth because you just don't want to do what is required to obtain God's best
Yeah.
in your life.
That's good. So in other words, there's a get up moment for everybody.
That's right.
And the prodigal son, he had to face that same
Yes, he
moment.
did. Yes, he
I mean, after leaving the protection and provision of his father's house
Right.
and making poor decisions of his own about his friends and about his funds,
Right.
it landed him in a place where he was depleted. So much so that even the pig slop
Right.
looked good for him to eat.
Wow.
Luke 15 verse 16 says, "And he would fain have filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat,
Wow.
and no man gave unto him."
Right.
Now here's the moment. In verse 17 says, "And when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger?"
Right.
Now there's the point, the place of decision right there.
Right.
Verse 18 says, "I will arise and go to my father, and I will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee."
Wow, the place of decision.
Yes.
A place we all have to come to.
Yeah.
And regardless of who you are or where you come from, God wants you to have better.
Yes.
And you have to take your eyes off of better as it relates to what your friend has. You know, better for you is not determined by what others have,
Yeah.
but what God has for you.
Yeah.
And if you survey your life and you know you've lost your way and you have allowed yourself to sink to a lower existence,
Yeah.
like Simba,
Yeah.
then receive this gentle reminder.
Yeah.
Arise and
Arise.
begin to take the steps that will land you in your rightful position with God.
That's good.
You can decide to be who God has called you to be and take your rightful place in His kingdom.
That's good. Don't allow the setbacks to take you off course.
That's right.
Don't allow yourself to wallow around in failure, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
That's right.
That's all yesterday's news. Focus on today
That's
and
right.
overcoming today for tomorrow. Take the first step, then follow with another step, and ask God every step of the way to strengthen you.
That's good.
Remember, it's very important. Keep God first in your life. That's going to be the difference between the mediocre life and the overcoming life. Psalms 84:11 says, "For the Lord is a sun and shield. The Lord will give you grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly."
That's good. Walking uprightly is what connects you with the good things that God has in store for you.
Yes.
If you are God's child and you walk uprightly before Him, no good thing, the Word says, will He withhold from you. So choose to arise rise today
Yes.
and live the overcoming life that God has for you.
That's good. I'm Pastor Jermaine.
And I'm Pastor Alicia.
Thanks again for tuning in to this week's Lift. We'll be back next week with another inspiring word, sure to give you the lift that you need to enjoy your week.
Amen.
God bless you. We love you.
God bless you. We'll see you next week.